Welcome back to Literature Guide. Today's video is about one of the famous literary ballads written by John Keats. I am talking about his famous poem La Belle Dame sans Merci, which was produced in 1819 and published in 1820. The poem, according to some critics, represents death by consumption, love, and dejection in love. The pre-Raphaelite poets also appreciated this poem by John Keats. I have already produced many videos on the English poetry, the Lake Poets and the Cockney School of Poetry, Anglo-Saxon poetry, Anglo-Norman poetry, the ballads, the elegy, sonnets and sonnet sequences. If you visit my channel, you can watch all these videos. This video, La Belle Dame sans Merci by John Keats, will be helpful for the students who are pursuing competitive exams and university exams. If you really like the videos produced by this channel, do like and subscribe Literature Guide. I don't want to waste your time. Let's dive into the video and enjoy the video.
La Belle Dame sans Merci by John Keats. John Keats' La Belle Dame sans Merci is a famous literary ballad composed in 1819 and published in 1820. The title La Belle Dame sans Merci, which is striking and enchanting in itself, has been taken from French language. In Old French the meaning of the title is the beautiful lady without mercy. It can be a pitiless face. The title refers to the subject matter in which a beautiful lady deceives a knight cruelly and leaves him to his fate. It is a risk to visit the area of a fair and beautiful which brings pain and suffering. Like Robert Graves, many critics opine that the Belle Dame stands for love, death by consumption and poetry all at once. Professor Herford commented, "It is a masterpiece of horror and magical suggestion." John Keats is a great second-generation romantic poet. The characteristics like love for beauty, fantasy, pictorial, and sensuous description of nature are found in his poems. But primarily, it is the principle of beauty which inspired Keats to compose beautiful poems. The remote and the distant and unfamiliar had a special fascination for Keats. The poem La Belle Dame sans Merci has a touch of magic, music and mysterious. The pre-Raphaelite poets appreciated John Keats' La Belle Dame sans Merci. William Morris stated it was the germ from which all the poetry of his group had sprung. It is important to note that there is another poem called La Belle Dame sans Merci written by a French poet and political writer, enchanting, which appeared in 1424. It was thought that the poem was translated into English by Geoffrey Chaucer at one time, but now it is attributed to Sir Richard Rosse. In La Belle Dame sans Merci, John Keats made some changes and presented a beautiful but merciless maiden who tempts a knight to listen to her sweet moan. She takes him to her cave where he is allured and then deceived by her charm. Sir Sidney Colvin calls it an imagery drawn from medieval world of enchantment. The poem has an element of magic and mystery. The poem unfolds a story of a knight who is pale and very sad. He is wandering alone in a cold winter. The poet asks him the reason of his sadness. Thereupon, the knight narrates his miserable experience. The knight tells the poet that the bewitching beauty of a lady attracted him in such a way that he fell in love with her. He offered her garlands of flowers of sweet perfume. The beautiful maiden also started showing her love for the knight. He took her on horse ride. While riding, the lady started singing enchanting song. She took him to her cave, offered him sweet roots like honey. It was like manna dew. It is strange but very sweet dish offered to God. The lady started singing in a strange language, which he could not follow. But he was very much influenced. There he was lulled to sleep. While asleep the knight saw a nightmare, a horrible dream. He saw death, pale and love-lorn kings, princes and warriors. They started warning the knight to be aware of that lady. It was as if they wanted to alarm him of the impending danger. Thus, they told him to escape from the clutches of that beautiful but cruel maiden. When the knight woke up, he found himself in the same situation. Thus, the knight's dream comes into a reality. Her love was not real and it was merely pretense. The poem La Belle Dame sans Merci is allegorical, having a symbolical meaning. It points out wasting power of love. It brings out an important fact that wrong choice in love ruins a man and turns to be a cause of misery and suffering. The theme is related to medieval element of fantasy which haunted and inspired John Keats. As a result, he produced this wonderful poem. In the poem, La Belle Dame sans Merci, the readers come to know about a man fatally bewitched by an elfin woman, which is a motif in folklore. John Keats has dexterously handled it in the La Belle Dame sans Merci. The poem has qualities of both a literary ballad and a lyric. It brings out disappointment in love and suffering. The use of question-answer method of narration and frequent repetition of a few words create a desired effect. The poem is in simple, direct and dramatic style. Lambourne calls it, the representative poem of romantic imagination on the part of John Keats.
How is the video? I hope you liked the video. The poem La Belle Dame sans Merci is one of the most famous poems produced by the second generation romantic poet John Keats. I have produced many videos on the English poetry. If you visit my channel, you will find all the videos on English poetry. I will try my level best to produce good content for the students who are pursuing the competitive exams such as the NET and SET exams and the university exams. I will meet you soon with a new video on a fresh topic on English literature. Meet you.
Please subscribe Literature Guide.